The man was out hunting when he saw something strange. He was clearly aiming at a deer, but after he pulled the trigger, it turned out he had shot a little boy. Jeff was shocked. He quickly ran over to check. Sure enough, a young boy was lying in the grass. Jeff dropped to his knees and tried to wake the boy, but the boy was already not breathing. Jeff collapsed to the ground, not knowing what to do. Just then, the boy's father arrived after hearing the gunshot. Seeing his lifeless son, the father's voice trembled. He looked at the man who killed his child, then he picked up his weapon. Jeff was already panicking. He tried to explain that it was an accident, but the father didn't want to hear any of it. Just as Jeff thought he was going to die, the father was suddenly shot from behind and fell to the ground. Jeff's friend Dick had arrived. He had seen everything from nearby. To protect his friend, he shot the father. But all of this happening at once completely broke Jeff. They were only here to hunt. Who would have thought things would turn out like this? In contrast, Dick remained unusually calm. He hid both bodies in the tall grass. Seeing Jeff frozen in shock, he dragged him away so they could escape. On the way, neither of them spoke. Jeff, sitting in the passenger seat, looked terrified. Dick stopped the car. He wanted to keep hunting. Jeff didn't understand what Dick was planning, so he grabbed him and asked. That's when Dick explained, "If we just run, we'll look guilty for sure. It's better to act like we were never at the scene."
Can you handle prison, mate? Because I don't think I can. And we are in the middle of fucking nowhere. In hundreds of miles of forest.
At this point, they knew they couldn't leave yet. They had to stay at least one more day. That night, they would go back to take care of the scene. To make their story more believable, they went to a nearby convenience store. The man deliberately chatted with the clerk and mentioned they were out hunting. As it got dark, they returned to the motel. When the owner asked if they got anything, they pretended they had no luck and didn't see a single animal. But as soon as they got back to the room, they felt uneasy. After a whole day like that, what should they do next? Later, they went to a restaurant, acting super hungry like they'd had a long day. They used that moment to mention they had been hunting elsewhere. Late at night, they finally went back. Jeff was digging a hole, but Dick suddenly remembered something. The bullets were important evidence, so he got up to look for them. Luckily, he found one of them stuck in a tree. The other one was obviously inside the boy's body. While Jeff was burying the father, Dick went to dig out the bullet from the boy, but Jeff couldn't accept that. He thought it was too cruel. The two got into an argument.
Bruce, stay down. Stay down, mate, please.
Jeff had no choice but to hide in the car. Meanwhile, Dick carefully handled everything. All the evidence was packed into the trunk. After cleaning up the scene, they rushed back to the motel before dawn.